If you stay in your comfort zone, that is where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It's very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. A warm welcome to each and every person who gathered here to the 1602nd session of ToTs Webinar led by Sudha sir. It's my pleasure to welcome ToTs 33 participant, Mr. Vishwanathan sir, to the platform to take over the role of Program Director for today's session. Welcome, Vishwanathan sir. Please take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby ma'am. And I thank everyone participating in this session. And before that, I would say that ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ സെഷൻ 1602 സെഷനാണ്. സുധാ സാർ നയിക്കുന്ന ഈ വളരുക, വളർത്തുക, ആനന്ദിക്കുക എന്ന ഈ ആപ്തവാക്യമായിട്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് പോവുകയാണ്. ഈ സെഷൻ സത്യത്തിൽ നമ്മളെല്ലാം അങ്ങനെ ഷാർപ്പൺ ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്ന ഒരു പ്രക്രിയയാണ്. പലരും പല കോഴ്സുകളും നടത്തുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് പ്രാക്ടീസ് നടത്തുന്നില്ല. അത് ഈ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് നടത്തുകയും ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് SPP പ്രോഗ്രാം നടത്തുകയൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത് പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിന് വളരെ നല്ല കാര്യം. ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ഇന്നിവിടെ റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സൺ ആയിട്ട് വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് ശ്രീകുമാർ ഗേബി സാറാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം നമുക്കെല്ലാവർക്കും വളരെ പരിചിതനായ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഫേസ് നമ്മൾ 5-15 സെഷനിൽ മിക്കവാറും കാണുന്നതാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം തൃശ്ശൂരിലാണ് താമസം. മുണ്ടൂർ എന്ന സ്ഥലത്താണ് തൃശ്ശൂരില്. കോപ്പറേറ്റീവ് സെക്ടറിൽ 21 വർഷത്തെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉണ്ട് ഇൻ മാനേജറിയൽ പൊസിഷൻസ്. വൈഫ് ഭാഗ്യ, ഡോട്ടേഴ്സ് ശ്രീ പാർവതി ആൻഡ് ശ്രീ പൗർണമി. ശ്രീ പാർവതി 7th സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡിൽ പഠിക്കുന്നു. പൗർണമി UKGയിലാണ്. 2 പെൺകുട്ടികളാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഹോബീസ് എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ മൂവി കാണുക, റീഡിങ്, സിംപ്ലി സിറ്റിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ചാറ്റ്. എനിക്ക് വളരെ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. സിംപ്ലി സിറ്റിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ചാറ്റ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് വെരി ഗുഡ്. ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ സെഷനിലേക്ക് ശ്രീകുമാർ സാറിനെ ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നതിൽ എനിക്ക് അതിയായ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്, അഭിമാനമുണ്ട്. ശ്രീകുമാർ സാർ, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് യുവർ ടേൺ നൗ. Now the time starts at 6:40. Please.
Okay. Thank you, Vishnath sir. Thank you, Ruby ma'am. And thank you, Sudha sir. And thank you all the participants for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to take this session. And Ruby ma'am said, and also Vishnath sir mentioned, this is the 1602. So the session is continuing, and a lot of trainers are getting opportunities to take the sessions to various intervals. So at this point, our Ruby ma'am said that, engaging in discomfort makes you more competent. So if you want to learn something, you have to do something, you have to practice something. So without facing the consequences, without facing the sufferings, you are not able to shine through it. So because of the training that we got from this skating ToTs platform, I am doing my endeavor to do an English presentation here, because that's the need of the hour for me. It's nothing for any job kind of a titles or something, but as a means to improve our knowledge, as a means to get a holistic perspective of our life, as a means to do some justice to our talent. It's not about having the aim, it's about achieving the target, right? So you can have several dreams, but how can you achieve it? You have to take some effort, right? So with all gratitude and pleasure, I am I am into my topic. The topic is wisdom. So I haven't seen anybody has taken this topic for the last 18 months or so. But still, we are always discussing what are the characteristics of a wise characteristics of wise people, and we are always discussing the nuggets of wisdom. So at this point of time, I would like to take a 45-minute session, and I would like to end it at 7:20. So Vishnu sir, please give me a reminder at 7:20.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, our session will be continuing like an open dialogue, because this is a topic, wisdom, which has a lot of diverse perspectives, which we cannot articulate. We cannot really articulate that this is the kind of stuff, something like that, because it is a vague concept. It's a nebulous concept. It cannot easily be articulated, because it's like the quality of life. If you ask somebody, what is the quality of your life and how you define it, everybody would give a different answer depending upon their own situations, their own life situations, right? So it is very, very subjective. So likewise, I have done some contemplation on the topic wisdom, and what it takes to be wise, and what it means to be wise. So being wiser does any benefit to us, and how can we live with wisdom? So wisdom is the quality of being wise. So our human race has developed within a lot of period, by getting all these informations, by getting all this knowledge. So first of all, the point is, what is wisdom? Can anybody share your perspectives? What is wisdom? For a starter, I would like to get some in.
Let me share. We are living in an IT world, which is information technology world. We have too many informations, but the information will become knowledge, and the knowledge becomes wisdom when we have the experience. Without experience, we cannot have the wisdom. Wisdom is rare there, because knowledge is there always, but wisdom is very rare. You have to achieve it by experience.
Okay, thank you, sir. So which means wisdom is certainly different from knowledge, because a lot of people have got degrees, a lot of people have got PhDs, but they are not necessarily wise. There is a clear distinction between, because if you have got information, that doesn't mean that you are wise. That doesn't mean that you take wise decisions all the time. It differs. So wisdom is certainly different from having knowledge, having information. And even if you are a book smart, even if you are a person who reads book regularly, that doesn't mean that you are wise. So having information, having knowledge, or having a lot of access to, facilities, that doesn't mean that you are wise. So what does it mean by having wisdom? So let me say, when I boil it down to 3 aspects. See, even if I say some characteristics about wisdom, that doesn't mean that this is the answer for you, because you have to contemplate for your own answers, because your life is different, your situations are different, your contexts are different. So being wise means it may be something else for you, because you have to reflect upon your own life. You have to find out from your experience. You have to learn from your experience. You have to learn from others' experience. So it's a kind of very, very, very important topic. And I would say wisdom is can be said like three aspects. Wisdom is keen discernment. Wisdom is having a good sense of judgment. Wisdom is having proper priorities. So what does this mean by keen discernment, having a good judgment, and having a good sense of priorities and values? So that is what wisdom is for me, if I boil it down to three elements. Because the keen discernment means it's like the ability to distinguish and the way you perceive a situation, how you perceive something. As we know, your perception may not always be the reality, because different people perceive same thing in a different way according to their subjective point of view. It's very deep, but it is very simple to understand. We have been into a lot of psychological topics, but this is wisdom, means what are the characteristics of wise people. Wise people have this keen discernment, the ability to judge, the ability to perceive something with their 5 sensory organs. They know how to understand something. They know how to listen to something. And they have a good judgment. And we can say the wise person always put higher priorities or higher values above than the lower values. So he knows what are the values, what are the priorities in their own life. So I hope you all are with me up until this point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you would like to intervene in between, you are most welcome, because this is a topic which can be said for days, but I am distilling it into couple of, maybe a dozen points, and we are discussing on it. And there is not an end to this discussion. We are contemplating on it. We are reflecting on it. So the three key areas of wisdom is the wise people are deliberative and thoughtful. They live in a deliberative way. They live in a thoughtful way. See, as we know, sometimes we are living in a automatic mode, in a rat race mode, because we are not thinking about our action. We are not seeing through our mind. As you know, when you see something with your eyes, that is sight. And when you see something with your mind, that is insight. There is a distinction between sight and insight. When you see things, you see something. But when you see with your mind, then only then you get answers. So what does it mean by insight or seeing with your mind? That is the power of self-reflection. So the wise people do self-reflect. So what I am saying is, it doesn't matter whether you are an academician, whether you are a person with high IQ, or whether you are a person with high qualification. It doesn't mean that you are wise. Wise people always contemplate. Wise people always get their own answers You need to contemplate for yourself. You need to generate answers for yourself. Even the other day, Vishnu sir was doing some session on investment and stock markets. Nobody can tell you to pick this mutual fund or this stock. Even if you get some recommendation for investing, they would say that it is your responsibility. You have to think it through for your own life. You have to take a decision by doing research by yourself. You have to take a decision by contemplating, by asking questions, by reflecting upon yourself, and by doing all the research by yourself, and you have to be responsible for your own decision. Any investment calls come on basis of that condition. Anybody could give you that kind of recommendation. Even in life also, anybody can give you any recommendation. Anybody can give you any advice. But a wise person always thinks on his own, because his condition is very much different from the conditions of others. And his context of life is very much different from the context of life of others. So what I'm saying that wise people always have this keen discernment. Wise people always have this good judgment, and wise people always have this proper priorities and values, because they know what are the priorities at this point of life, what are the values with which they need to live their life. A wise person always put higher values above the lower values.
Sir, let me add something.
Yeah.
All the 5 sense organs, we are gathering knowledge through all the 5 sense organs, but we have an internal sense organ, that is the mind. You have to discern, you have to analyze from your mind. That is internal sense organ. It's internal. Outward and sense organ, all of the 5 sense organs, we are only gathering knowledge, but we have to analyze in our mind. That is the internal sense organ.
See, thank you. Thank you, Raju Lipsa. So what you are saying that actually we normally say that there are 5 sensory organs, but even the scientific studies shows that more than that, even the balance. See, as you talked about the mind, how can we say that? What is the mind? Actually, it is the creation, the construction of our self is by the brain. The prefrontal cortex and the perineal lobe constructs the self. There is sometimes we get this question, who am I? What is I? Because I means I am not my name, because I can always change my name. And the self is different. It is not my name. And it is not my job also, because I can always change my job. And it is not my religion also, because I can always change my religion. And we have this unique endowment when compared to other human beings, that we can observe ourselves. Because some people would argue that my mind is my thoughts. If you segregate what is I and what is me, we can analyze ourselves by going to that part of the room and what I am doing right now, by observing my actions, by observing at this moment. So that is so there is a long pending discussion about who am I. So the scientific version of this answer is the brain constructs this self, this I. With that, we can go by. So which means within the depth of the brain, this concept of I stops. And there is no afterlife to this I. It is an ever evolving, it is an ever changing phenomenon. We are constructing this self at every moment. So it may be a bit deeper, but what I'm saying, even I am not our thoughts, because thoughts change. And some people would say that I means I am our body. My body is I. No, because our cells come and go. By the end of 7 years, every cells in our body, which are currently in our body, would die. Every moment, some cells keeps dying and some cells keeps having birth. So after 7 years, we couldn't see any cells which are currently in our body. So even our body is not I. So we are not diverting our topic. Actually, I got into the I, the construction of self. So here, this human endowment that we got is to explore how to become a good life by observing us without judging ourselves. We have to observe ourselves. We have to live ourselves. So what are the characteristics of the wise people? So wise people are always existentially oriented. So what does this mean by existentially oriented? Because they are always thinking about and interacting about reality. So you have to value the truth. See, being a truthful person is nowadays a rarest quality. Nobody values the truth. So a wise person always values the truth. He is existentially oriented. That means you are not just living for your personal survival. You are not just living for your personal pleasure. It is more than that. What do you want out of life? What is your vision? What is your passion? If your vision and passion are same, and if you are living for an existential purpose, that is the core purpose of living. Because a lot of people they want to leave their legacy. A lot of people want to get into a service mode, a contribution to the society. And there is no society also, because we and the other people. And the collection of other people are called as a society. So coming to the point right now, what I am saying is, we are contemplating on the characteristics of wise people. They place the higher priorities and values at the top. They know how to prioritize. Priorities become your realities. If you live in a casual way, that leads to casualty. This casualness leads to casualty. So that is why we always say, as a trainer or a psychologist, as a person of advice to the needy people, you have to live with a strong sense of desire and intensity. That intensity that you impart to people and to yourself would determine the level of focus you have, the level of skill sets you have. So there is a different dimension, intensity and extensity. If you focus on one job, if you focus on one vision for a sustained period of time, that means you are intensively working. You have that intensity. And extensity is the right opposite to that word, extensity. Because you do have a lot of dreams, and you are giving and you are scattering your energy to all of these objectives, and you never achieve all of them. So that is why we say, when you set a goal, you always focus on one thing, and after achieving that one thing, you can have a ripple effect, you can have a snowball effect, you can have a influence on other goals and even other areas of life. So most of the people are not existentially oriented. Their life orientation is more to the down level, to the petty things. So that is why all these problems comes. And also wise people exhibit an epistemic humility. They are humble. What is this epistemic means? Epistemology, there is a art. Because the epistemology says that knowledge is incomplete and provisional. Because no knowledge is complete. Knowledge is an ever-evolving process. And it is provisional. There is no final. There is not an end. So if I am talking about these subjects, the nuances and complexities of wisdom, and it is a vague concept, and you people also know a lot of things about this topic, right? And nothing is complete. So humility means, it's not saying that I don't know nothing. No, that is not humility. Humility means there will be people who know something more than me. And Vishnus know something that I don't know. And I am very much eager to know that. It's the ability to say that I don't know everything. There is an attitude, I know it all attitude. That attitude is arrogant. So these wise people are always humble in their teachability. They are educable. It doesn't matter where you are at this point of time in your life and how much knowledge you have got. It doesn't matter, because there are plenty of room. There is plenty of room for improvement. There is plenty of room for education. There is plenty of room for development. There is plenty of room for growth. So ideally, there are two perspectives: goal-oriented perspective and growth-oriented perspective. So what does this mean by goal-oriented perspective? Because when you set a goal and when you achieve that goal, you stop, and when you start towards the next goal. So there will be some kind of a plateau kind of an atmosphere at that point of time, because there is a stuckness. You don't smoothly transition into achieving from one goal to a starting action to another goal. So instead of that, if you have a growth-oriented mindset, because you cannot say that I have grown to my fullest potential, because you are not aware of your fullest potential. Only when you take responsibility, only when you are responsible, and when you reach at a certain status level, then only you can see what are the other areas. So this humble mindset people, this open mindset people, the wise people are existentially, epistemic. The wise people are showing humbleness. They are teachable. They are educable. They have the open mindedness. And as Raju sir told, the wise people are always experienced. They get massive exposure to life. Wisdom is developed through massive experience, massive exposure to life situation. The more you contemplate with your experience, the more you learn from your mistakes, the more you think about it, the deeper your wisdom tends to get. Because there is a difference between child and an adult, right? Because when compared to a child, an adult have a much larger experience. A child doesn't know how to do some of the stuff. They don't know how to behave in a society, maybe in a sexually or any relationship, they don't know how to behave. So it is, and also some adults, in the case of some adults are like grown-up children. They also require this wisdom. We cannot say that all adults are having this wisdom, right? They are like just grown-up children. They have the qualities of children. So we need adults to impart wisdom to the children, to make them safe. So the wise people are experienced. The experience has a lot of say in gaining wisdom. Wisdom is developed through massive exposure to life's experience. And you can also say that you cannot have all the experience in life, right? So you can learn it from others. You can also learn it from others by speaking to them or by reading some of the materials they have written in the form of books. So the smarter people always learns from others' experience. So there is a saying that to become wise, study the consequences of fools. To become wise, study the consequences of fools. So, and what are the characteristics of wisdom? Wisdom is holistic. It is big picture thinking. Wisdom is holistic and it is big picture thinking. So even if you are an advocate, even if you are a doctor, that means your knowledge is limited. Your knowledge is limited to a certain extent. It is a specialized knowledge. It is a narrowed knowledge. A wisdom is holistic understanding of reality and life. So you have to apply that wisdom. It is holistic and big picture. And also, wisdom is a keen awareness of the counterintuitiveness of life. The counterintuitiveness of life. Sometimes you go for some things believing that you would get quicker results, but it turns out the opposite way. Even so sometimes when we get some what we call get rich quick schemes, people would give you some tips. If you invest in this kind of stuff, then it would be doubled by the end of 2 years or something. And a lot of Ponzi schemes are there in Kerala, even starting from Manjam scheme, and even in Thrissur, there are a lot of Ponzi schemes. Having the knowledge and information, but still a lot of well-educated people are getting into these scammers. So what is the reason? Lack of wisdom. If you think, see, sometimes some things may not work as per your planning. It backfires you. You have to understand that there are ups and downs in life. There are peaks and valleys in your life. There are headwinds and tailwinds in your life. There are positive experiences and there are negative experiences. There are happiness and sadness. The wisdom is you have to understand this in a holistic perspective and be adaptable and be mentally flexible. The wisest people are always having this quality. They are mentally flexible and adaptable. They know life may not work as the way we would have desired. We can always plan for the things, something like hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And wise people are emotionally stable. The wise people are emotionally stable. How to create this resilience mindset? Because they know life works in this way. There is nothing as a certainty. And wisdom is always long-term thinking. It comes with the patience. Sometimes we live on a survival cravings. We want to get some immediate gratification. Even when it do, for an instance, when we want to get rich, nobody likes to set aside a small portion of their money, and without touching it for a longer period, they need to invest it for getting some compounding wealth. But they are not ready to do it. Instead of that, they want to buy some material things above their needs without having enough income. So what is the point of that? They want this immediate pleasures, immediate gratification. So wise people are always thinking long time. They don't think in days, they think in years. What will happen after the 3 years? They don't think that what would happen after 3 days. And they are patient enough. And also, even if I say all of these things to you, it may not be true, because you have to generate your own answers. You have to think on yourself. You have to self-reflect. You have to contemplate for yourself. You have to generate your own ideas. Because a wise person always knows anybody could be wrong. How can you trust that I will be giving you the right kind of answers? We cannot trust anybody, because they are saying out of their own experience, out of their own life context. You have to think it through yourself. You have to learn from your own mistake. So a wise person always keeps the integrity, always keeps the principles. So, and there is a talk about the balance of life, right? The balance of life. A wise person always finds an exquisite balance, a clear balance in life. We have talked about work-life balance, right? Sometimes I feel that work-life balance is a fallacy, because we cannot split this portion when we cut a pizza, something like this, a pie. This portion is for work, this portion is for family, this portion is for relationship, this portion is for spirituality, this portion is for something else, society, community. So yes, over a period of time, you need to have this balance. But if you are good in one particular area, that would always translate into another area. So this balance means a wise person always keeps this balance in life. This balance doesn't mean you have to split the middle position. You have to split the middle ground in any argument. No. It means taking a call. Because as an example, the denial of climate change and the reality of climate change, I mean, we cannot stand in the middle. There is a reality of climate change. So sometimes you have to take the extreme positions based upon your judgment, based upon your priorities, based upon your subjective view. You can always travel to your objective view, but and what are the characteristics of wise people? The wise people also admit their mistakes and they apologize. They also admit their mistake and they apologize. So these are some of the ideas that I have got in order to get some ideas about wisdom. So the next question comes, if this is the characteristics of wise people, who are the fools? The fool is ignorant, arrogant, and lacks self-reflection. The fool is unwilling to admit their mistakes. The fool is always gives importance to these petty things. The fool is not giving importance to life's existential purpose. The fool always believes that I know everything, and the fool doesn't value education. The fool doesn't do any self-reflection. The fool doesn't contemplate. The fools always confuse personal biases with the truth. They think that this is the truth. This is the objectivity. They don't, without contemplation and action, without self-reflection and action, they always think that they always confuse their personal bias with the truth. So fools are easily manipulated by chasing pleasure. And fools always avoid painful steps because you cannot avoid sufferings. There are a lot of legitimate sufferings in our life that you cannot avoid because life is mixed with a lot of experiences. You have to take on some legitimate, necessary sufferings in order to grow and develop. Without pain, you cannot develop. Without sufferings, you cannot develop. How to transition from a fool to wise? If you transfer your status from a fool to wise, that means you will be able to turn your problems into projects. You will be able to turn your tragedies into triumphs. You will be able to turn your obstacles into opportunities. You will be able to overcome your stumbling blocks and you can convert it as a stepping stone to success. So my question is, are you educable enough to say that you cannot do it all alone? You need support, you need more knowledge, you need more people. Are you kind enough to be sensitive, quiet, and unselfish? Are you emotionally stable enough to resist the temptation? Because these are the characteristics of wise people.
SREEKUMAR sir, this is
Okay.
7:20 now.
Okay, I will be going for a conclusion. So basically, this means these fools lack judgments. The fools are always be judgmental because we cannot judge a person. Because when you do that, that is coming out of your own subjective version, subjective perception, subjective perspective. There is a universal truth. Because we are not able to see that. So what I have been saying all these last 45 minutes is the characteristics of wise people and what wisdom means and what is the definition of a wise person and what is the definition of a fool. And this philosophy is the love of wisdom. After all, this philosophy is the love of wisdom. We know so many philosophers and they are saying these wise words. They are saying these nuggets of wisdom. So at the end, we can say that wisdom is selflessness, wisdom is infinite love, and there are a lot of levels to go. So my point is, in a practical sense, you have to value wisdom because that is the most core element to live a life. How to know how to live a life? You have to value wisdom. You have to study. You have to study the wise people, wise individuals. You have to avoid following fools. You know, there are some fools in the system. You have to avoid following the fools, and you have to study the wise people, and you have to value the education, and you have to value the wisdom. And wisdom is the key to peace and fulfillment. So how to instill the wisdom? There is only one way, through contemplation and action, through thinking and action, through reflection. So with that, I am saying that what I have enlisted here, some characteristics of wisdom and how to live a life and how to get that knowledge, that is the most core element. Because being wise means that is the way to peace and fulfillment. In order to be at that stage, you have to reflect on yourself, you have to value education, you have to be humble, you have to be putting higher priorities and values above than the lower set of priorities and values. You have to be a keen awareness of this counterintuitiveness of life. You have to get that kind of least judgmental mindset. You don't need to judge any others because that lacks depth perspective. So there is a perspective because people are lacking in perspective, that depth perspective. So with that, I would like to stop my presentation here, and I'm very glad and happy that you all were listening to this presentation. So it was an attempt from my side to get some communication going about some of the ideologies, some of the more basic elements that most people don't talk of. So I ventured into that, and my sincere thanks goes to Vishnathan sir, and any discussions are welcome. Over to Vishnathan sir. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, SREEKUMAR sir. I was surprised why he is taking a subject which is very philosophical one. Because this subject, wisdom, it has some problems, not problems, restrictions in interaction session. When it is coming to the interaction session, there are so many things, so many people are thinking wisdom in different ways. Some say it is a soundness of judgment. Person to person, the soundness of judgment is different. That is based on their experience and qualifications and environment, and so many things affects their thinkings and how they behave. And he also said the characteristics of a person who is wise, he is humble. That is true. He is humble, he is educatable, and he is willing to learn things, and he values the reality and admit mistakes. There are so many things. In Bhagavad Gita, it is saying some places that samatvam yoga uchyate. അതായത് നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സ് ഒരു ഈക്വിലിബ്രിയം ലെവലിൽ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, when the mind comes into an equilibrium position, sadness and happiness, and there is no change. Some people cry when upon there is a death in the family. Some people doesn't react much because they are in a state of that mind that it can see in an equilibrium way. But in some cases, we cannot say whether it is wise or not, because a wise person takes decisions after a lot of thinking. And that thinking, mostly if it is acceptable to others, people say it is a wise decision, he is a wise man. And it also says, karmasu kaushala. You do things in a better way, and there are so many things supporting you. And there are wisdom, I think it is a total result of a person's experience, and how he is facing the things, challenges in the family. And he is always ready to accept mistakes. And he is a humble person. And a lot of experience needed to become humble. We know there are so many people in the society. Some people say he's a wise person, but to another person, he is not a wise person. And they say the decision taken by him was not wisely. So I think a wise decision or a wise person's thinking and doings are almost the same, that is acceptable to the society and for himself also. It is a very philosophical dialogue actually. And also this Karana Sharira and the Sushma Sharira, these are all connected, interacted. And so the phrase wisdom is, it should come from inner side. And a person's perspective for a person with the wise decisions, these are all experience and overall on the basis of their experience and there are a lot of mistakes. And a person, a wise person, I think he takes a lot of challenges in the society and he takes challenges in the life, and there are so many mistakes happens, and finally he take a decision that will cooperate with all other previous mistakes. So a wise person always peaceful, take decisions wisely in a way that he is humble, he is ready to accept mistakes, and judging in his judgment, a soundness of judgment is always there. So it is a vast subject, and I congratulate SREEKUMAR sir for taking this wonderful subject, and he has done presented it in a very wonderful manner. Now it's a time for interactions. You can raise your hands when you are ready to further interaction, please. Anyone can raise their hand, they can come forward and for the interaction. They think it is
raised his hand, right?
Yeah, they think it is a tough subject.
No, Raju sir raised his hand. Raju sir, please go on.
Raju sir, yes, Raju Philip sir.
You are muted. Please unmute.
Raju sir, come.
I'm showing that I am not a wise man. Actually, I was muted. Now, I congratulate both of you who have made this morning a great experience. Actually, I congratulate SREEKUMAR sir for his great knowledge rather than wisdom, because he was able to gather great knowledge and he was able to contemplate what is wisdom from this great knowledge. Today's session was, and I also congratulate your courage to take this topic. Nobody was ready to take this topic in this platform. You took this topic that shows your courage and also it shows your knowledge and wisdom. Because your hard work and your great, you can say, much has only through knowledge you cannot become a wise person. You should make hard work also. You have both of these things. You have the hard work and also you have the knowledge. Both of these have made you to take this session about wisdom. And you have your English has improved very much. This is not for adding the subject to the subject, but I have just try to give you feedback. I am very happy that you have your fluency in English has increased, developed much, and your efficiency and command in English has. Now you are making very few grammar mistakes. You know, in all respects because of your experience and because of your readiness to learn. That is the main thing. Because we are choosing English because English is the national language. Not to become a national trainer or even national trainer, you should know English because English is the link language in India also. Because in Hindi, our national language is not known by many people, especially South Indians and other states. English is our link language. I mean, that is the language which are linking us. Therefore, to make a session, even outside Kerala, we have got to learn English. And this is a great opportunity to learn and practice English. Even I am giving the feedback because I want to improve my fluency, improve my English, command in English. Only by practicing only you can do this. Preparation and practice will make you a perfect person. And you should have the earnest desire to improve your English. I am finding this earnest desire for improving your English and improving your knowledge for my Sigma sir. I congratulate you. You have made more than 30 sessions within 1 year, not even it's within 10 months. You have made more than 30 sessions. That itself shows your knowledge, your eagerness to improve, your eagerness to study, and your eagerness to become a wise person. Okay. Viswanathan sir has already briefed all the things you have said by sir. You don't have to repeat these things. Therefore, I am not repeating anything. We just am congratulating both of you for making today's session a great, knowledgeable and takeaway sessions. Thank you very much. Back to you, Viswanathan sir.
Thank you, Raju sir. Thank you for your kind words
Thank you,
and
sir.
how it is improved, etc. SREEKUMAR sir is daily improving because he is presenting English session also. Anyway, I also congratulate him for taking this tough subject. Now it's time for Mr. Vincent sir, please.
Thank you, Viswanathan sir. As a program director, you have successfully played your role. And moreover, you have summarized and recapitulated the main gist of what SREEKUMAR sir has stated. Congratulations, SREEKUMAR sir, at the outset for the topic that he has selected. Rarely trainers select this type of topics because it is more of a philosophy. It seems to be abstract, but you have a very succinctly and beautifully elaborated topic and distinguished from knowledge, information. As everybody knows, Raju Phillips sir used to quote, I just quote what Raju Phillips sir has earliest, not today, I don't know whether he has stated or not, that Raju Phillips sir, did you say this one, that is tomato is a fruit that everybody knows?
Today not to quote.
Yes, then with your permission, I am just citing that quote which you used to say, tomato is a fruit that everybody knows, that's knowledge. But nobody uses tomato for fruit salad. There comes the role of wisdom. So we are all in whatever the realms of our life, we are on the path to wisdom every day. And I would say that wisdom means knowing ourselves. Ultimately, wisdom means knowing ourselves. The very vast topic, a lot of philosophical undertones, overtones, and not. And I must congratulate SREEKUMAR sir for the courage that you have shown in presenting this topic in a very beautiful, edifying manner. And congratulations. And back to you, Viswanathan sir.
Thank you, Vincent sir. You said it actually. It's what exactly the wisdom is. That is what Mr. SREEKUMAR sir also was trying to speak. Now this time for another interaction. Who is coming up? Yes, Anthony sir. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Vishwanath sir. It's something, it makes me happy to see you here as a PD. You are doing your duties so well, making the resource person aware of the time and are something to be appreciated. SREEKUMAR sir, congratulations. I appreciate him for taking, daring topics and all. And it's visible he has made a lot of homework. It's a person, I've been watching his performance for a long time, and a lot of improvement took place in his language. His communication skills improved a lot. It's true, as somebody, or Raju Phillips sir, and also Advocate Vincent sir spoke. A lot of improvement took place, and also English is a language that has exposure outside state and also outside country. So concentrating on that particular language will make you in a position where you can present things outside. A lot of exposure you will get. So that's why I think SREEKUMAR sir is concentrating more on English language. As you know, he is a coordinator of our 5:15 session. And also, as far as his language is concerned, he uses chiseled words and cure words, phrases, a lot of things, a lot of takeaway as far as these phrases are concerned. And no that much stumbling or mumbling or pause in between. It was going in the same pace from the beginning to the end. That's to be appreciated more. Ultimately, let me tell that he is a person who works hard. He takes a lot of pain, and the result you can see in his delivery of topics. This is what I have to convey. It was a topic, as somebody mentioned here, a philosophical one about wise people and foolish people. Wise people, let's talk, and many sayings are the empty vessels make most sound, and fools rush in where angels fear to tread. A lot of things of this sort we could go through, a lot of ideas, notions from the topics he has selected. And congratulations to SREEKUMAR sir as well as Vishwanath sir. Very happy to see both of you on the wheels. Congratulations to both of you, and over to Vishwanath.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anthony sir. As usual, you gave a wonderful feedback. Now there is one more thing. I am from ToTs 33 batch. He is also from the ToTs 33 batch. I was the first leader in ToTs 33, and now he is the leader in the ToTs 33 batch. So there is a coordination and cooperation in all points of view. I'm thinking also almost in the same way, like-minded people, you can say. Now this time for, who is the next one, please? Joby Joseph, sir, please.
May I talk?
Yes, Joby Joseph, sir.
Okay, thank you, Vishwanathan sir. You are a good PD, both of you, SREEKUMAR and Vishwanathan sir, have a good knowledge in English. That is very good. Congratulations. And here, wisdom. The topic is wisdom. And I think SREEKUMAR take this in order to speak something in English. That is very good. And here, I wondered how SREEKUMAR performed in this session using his thorough knowledge. So wisdom comes at the fag end of life, I think. That wisdom comes to SREEKUMAR at this age itself. It's wonderful. And also, when we say about wisdom or wise, so many words related to it. Knowledge and acceptability in the society and nobleness, simple living. When we consider Gandhiji, we know how simple life he led. And also, the knowledge, the vast knowledge he has. And all these things make a man at the end, all these things happen at the end of the life, not at the end, at the fag end of the life. And here we have an inner sight. SREEKUMAR gives us an inner sight, how we can become the wise man, or we can acquire wisdom before that, or during this age itself, how we can acquire it. So that is all from my part. Thank you. Over to you, Vishwanath sir.
Thank you, Job sir. Thank you very much. Who is the next one, please?
May
Yes, please go ahead, Suresh sir.
see for us, for Joby sir and me, he is a boy. This boy is a wonder boy. Every time he brings forth something which we dare to look into that. So that is what SREEKUMAR. And for the last almost 10, I think it is 20 months or so, he joined this session. After that, he has taken around 30 or 40 sessions in both English as well as in Malayalam sessions. And he is in fact, he is so wise, he is in search of opportunities. Every time, whenever there is a vacancy, he used to jump into that end. And he has got the courage. He has got the courage. That is what we need to appreciate for that. And deliberately, he brings some sentences also, sentences, phrases, vocabularies and everything. And it is suitable to that particular. Only two thing is, sometimes we may not be able to gather the meaning immediately. And he got that psychological quality also, that SREEKUMAR, that combines his virtues and wit. And of course, we learned this English through experiences, and he is also learning, getting this proficiency and the wisdom through experiences, of course. But we have spent much time, and he could able to do it within a short period of time. Within a short, that what was Joby sir was mentioning about him, that he's in his young age itself, he is more wiser than us. Wiser than us is our senior citizens like myself and others. So I was struggling to keep note of all the new vocabularies he was bringing into the session. Then after that I left it, because this is happening every day. Every day he is bringing new phrases, new words, but of course it is connected. It is of course well thought of the context also. That is good. Congratulations, SREEKUMAR. And to become wise, we need to be patient. We need to be rational, practical, and we need to apply our knowledge, application of knowledge, and we need to learn from others, and learning from failures as well. Then the most important thing, he was told that reflection. The reflection is the word. We need to reflect or introspect ourselves about that. A wise man normally do introspection or reflection. So when we do reflection, we find many things the other way also. We were having a different opinion, impression. The first impression may not be the correct. When we reflect, we may go through deep into it. Thank you. And you got a good pair as a PD also, Vishwanath sir. You are also a great man. You are also a wise man. And we all are on the path of becoming wise. And that is what I thought of after hearing, because I was traveling, disturbances are there, even though I could hear almost full of the version of his class. Thank you once again. Thank you, Sri.
Thank you, Suresh sir. Thank you for nice words. You know, today's topic is wisdom. Now, actually, SREEKUMAR sir is applying that wisdom, how to tackle the people, how to tackle the audience, how to take a difficult subject, and how to phrase words properly. Certain phrase, it may not be easy to understand in the first outset, but when you think about it in deep, you get the meaning. But at the first outset, they can confuse you. He can confuse you. That is his wisdom. That is a wise decision, and this comes after a lot of practice and experiences. And yes, Suresh sir, he said it in a very nice way, and the contributions of other people are also very good. Now we can go to another person who is coming up with his feedback. Please, anyone else?
Good morning.
Morning, Rekha.
Good morning, all.
Yes.
And SREEKUMAR sir.
Good morning.
And the wise are open to learning and self-correction whenever fools remain stubborn and repeat their mistakes. And wise people make decisions based on experience, reflection, and long-term consequences, while fools act impulsively without thinking or considering outcomes. And SREEKUMAR sir, I really appreciate your effort and courage in delivering a session on a topic like this in English. And you have asked, everyone has said here, and you have proven yourself wise enough to make that help you improve. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rekha ma'am. Thank you, Rekha ma'am, for nice words, and you said it in a very specific manner. And yeah, thank you. Any other feedbacks, please? Sudhir sir, Janaki ma'am.
Thank you, Vishwanathan sir. Good morning to all.
Yeah.
Thank you, SREEKUMAR ji. Nice session and so informative. Is motivate others and always self-motivate. How to use opportunities. Then is also efficient now. How speak English very easily and nicely. Thank you. Thank you, SREEKUMAR ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nasim ma'am. Yeah. She was telling that how can improve your language by presentations, so many different type of presentations, different way of presentation, different topics. So you can improve your vocabulary and your language and your presentation skills also. Now, next one, please. Sarasamma ma'am, are you there? Are you ready to say something? Sainaba Bibi, Beena, Sudhir sir.
Good morning all. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Go ahead.
Thank you, Vishnath sir, for giving me an opportunity. Good morning all. It was a nice, SREEKUMAR ji, it was a nice presentation. And we all know that wise men are they are self-aware. They understand their emotions and biases. You said it very clearly. Learn from our failure and that of others. Thank you for the insight you gave. It was a nice presentation. Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Beena ma'am, for your nice views and nice words of the subject of SREEKUMAR.
Anthony Joseph sir has used a word succinctly.
Yeah, that was used by Vincent sir.
No, it is. I think it is succinctly was Anthony Joseph sir. Anyway, I noticed it that way.
Sir, I used it with a humble submission.
That
Let me make a humble submission. I have used it.
Okay. That word captured my attention. That is why.
What is that word,
Thank-
sir?
SUCCINTLY, succinctly. SUCCINCTLY, succinctly.
Okay. Thank you.
That means it is existing in our thought, not as a physical form.
Yeah.
Correct, sir?
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Any other comments?
Oh,
or-
Anthony Joseph sir was used chiseled, chiseled, chiseled.
Yeah. Chisel ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരുക. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any more comments, please?
If not that, we can go for open session, I think.
Yeah, I think there is no one else for feedback. Now it is time 7:53. I think we can go for an open session. Thank you very much. We are converting this platform for an open session.
Before that, you can
Sir, before that,
SREEKUMAR sir.
Yes. SREEKUMAR
Yes.
sir. Yeah, answer to these comments.
Thank you, sir. You were ably supported me, and that was good. So I also got some feedback from Vincent sir, Raju Philip sir, and Anthony sir, and also Suresh sir and Joby sir, and with Dina ma'am, Raga ma'am, and also Naseem ma'am. So the idea behind coming up with this kind of topics is because we don't really talk these kind of topics, right? So and it puts me in a discomfort zone, to be frank, because I am struggling to do it, and that struggle is a necessary biological requirement for growth and development. And because of the revelation of that point, I kept this struggling, because yesterday at 8:30 p.m. I got the call from the Ruby ma'am, to take this session to fill out some vacancy. So, and yesterday at 9:45 I went into sleep also, because when she was asked about some topic, I gave this topic after a couple of minutes then, and I couldn't make out any PPT because I was not prepared with this topic, and because of some nice ideas and some contemplation that I really did for taking a session in the English session about this topic, that has really helped me. And I know I haven't really done, my justice to my potential, but the thing is, it is a progress. Because of this practice, some progress is happening to me, and I also want to elevate this platform to in a different environment, because under different conditions, how would people fare? That's a kind of acid test, for litmus test for anybody. So because there is no point in hiding away from our discomfort, there is no point in hiding away from our sufferings. If we have this platform, and if we have the time to invest in our own self-development by getting access to this kind of discomforting positions, deliberately doing this, only then we will be able to get some benefit out of this. That is my real point here. So I did a try, and it's upon you, because as Suresh Babu sir said, I have been in this platform altogether for close to 21 months. Yeah, today it completes 21 months. So that means this platform can make or break you. Not break you, it can always make you, but provided you do the necessary hard work, you do the necessary reflection. So this is a topic, actually, no, someone thinks that this is a kind of a highest level topic, some kind of a highest level thinking. No, wisdom doesn't come with age. It comes with learning, and it is an ever evolving process. Everybody knows that. Sometimes a teacher of 30 years of age would do something stupid, and a student of 10 years of age does something very wise. So it is a topic. It doesn't come with age. It doesn't have any connection with age. Definitely, experience, massive exposure to experience comes at a heightened level according to age. So this is a topic that I really wanted to explore because of the sheer difficulties in doing it. I was also fascinated and motivated to do this. So this is that kind of a stuff, and I want every one of these platform to express their articulation skills, express their fearful things by coming upon this platform to honestly attack their fears. So that is the kind of confidence that I want to instill in you and also in me also. So I am inclusive of the community, and I don't have any superpowers, and I was motivated by the people of this community, and a lot of people are definitely working with me. So, and I am working with them, rather I am working with them. So it gives a added motivation and bonus spirits to and enlighten my thoughts also. So being wise is very important, and it's an ever evolving process to becoming wise, and to learn more, and study more, and observe more, and watch more. So by having this wonderful experience with all of you people, I am very much glad, and I am expressing my entire gratitude and pleasure with all of you. Thank you to Vishnu sir. Okay.
Thank you, SREEKUMAR sir. Sarasamma ma'am is here. Like to say something? Yes.
ഞാൻ ക്ലാസ് മുഴുവനും കേട്ടില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് സാർ വിളിച്ചപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് വരാനും പറ്റിയില്ല. എങ്കിലും ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് ഭാഗങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയെങ്കിലും എനിക്ക് ഒന്നും കൂടി ക്ലാസ് കേട്ടാലാണ് ക്ലിയർ ഐഡിയ കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. എങ്കിലും ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത് വിസ്ഡം എന്ന് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് സാർ നമുക്ക് ഒരു തീരുമാനങ്ങളൊക്കെ എടുക്കാനൊരു വിവേകവും നമുക്ക് ഒരു തീരുമാനം എടുക്കാനുള്ളൊരു കഴിവ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് സാർ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചതെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. അത് കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ ശരിക്കും നമുക്ക് നോളജ് മാത്രം പോരാ, നമുക്കൊരു ജ്ഞാനം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ നല്ല റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് വേണം, നല്ല വായന വേണം, ഒത്തിരി നമ്മൾ ഇപ്പം എന്താ പറയുക, ഈ പുരാണങ്ങൾ ഉപനിഷത്തുകളൊക്കെ വായിച്ചാൽ പിന്നെ നമ്മുടെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഏറ്റവും നമ്മളെ സ്വാധീനിക്കുന്നത്. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു, എൻ്റെ അഭിപ്രായത്തെ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതാണ്. എങ്കിലും ശ്രീകുമാർ സാറിൻ്റെ ക്ലാസ് നല്ലൊരു ക്ലാസ്സാണ്. എനിക്ക് ഒന്നുകൂടി കേൾക്കണം, കാരണം ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് സാറ് ഞാൻ അത്ര ഫ്ലുവൻ്റ് അല്ല, ഞാൻ തുറന്ന് പറയുകയാണ്. ഞാൻ മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ് ടീച്ചറാണ്, എങ്കിലും ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് എനിക്ക് നല്ല ഫ്ലുവൻ്റ് അല്ല, അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു പോരായ്മയുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ക്ലാസ് ഒന്നുകൂടി കേട്ടാലേ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുള്ളൂ. ശരിക്കും ട്യൂബ്ലൈറ്റ് പോലെയാണ് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കി വരുന്നുള്ളൂ, ട്യൂബ്ലൈറ്റ് കത്തുന്ന മാതിരി. പിന്നെ നല്ലൊരു പേടി വിശ്വാസം സാർ, നല്ല ആ സീരിയസ്നെസ് എല്ലാം ഉണ്ട്, നല്ല കാര്യഗൗരവമുള്ള പേടി. ഓക്കെ, നല്ലൊരു സെഷൻ. ശ്രീകുമാർ സാറിൻ്റെ പ്രസൻറ്റേഷൻ സോ ഗുഡ്, എക്സലൻറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ. എല്ലാവർക്കും ശുഭദിനം. ഓക്കെ,
താങ്ക് യു സരസമ്മ മാം ഫോർ യുവർ നൈസ് വേർഡ്സ്.
വിശ്വനാഥ് സാർ, ഇതൊരു ഓപ്പൺ സെഷൻ ആണല്ലോ, പിന്നെ ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു 10 മിനിറ്റ് കൂടി മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാൻ.
ഞാൻ ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടി പറയാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, ശ്രീകുമാർ സാറിന്റെ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ, actually these presentations are not to chisel the subject or language, because this shows how you are able to present a thing in a short notice. He said that Ruby ma'am called yesterday evening and said you have to present something. So he took the challenge. That is more important. How he take a challenge, how he accept it, how he come with the presentation, and the body language, modulation, other things, everything he has done it in a perfect way. And so subject, or if it is a philosophical subject or a ordinary subject, the language problems, these are all we can set aside. How this improve the personality, how this improve his closeness about the challenges, that is more important. And SREEKUMAR sir, he has done it in a very wonderful manner, and his reaction to the subject is there. I understand he is there for last 21 months. So that means his improvement, his interest. You see, you have to do it with the sincerity. If you want to improve, you have to work hard. When you work hard, your things